Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back to Pigskin Panel with another episode, live stream podcast, whatever you want to call it. The boys are back in town, just as the song would say. I'm your host, AJ Lavender, and with me, as always, I have my brothers, Mr. Mikey Sharp, Cody McGuire, and my man representing the sunny state of Florida with the Miami Dolphins, Mr. Joel Braga, and we make up the Pigskin Panel, four best friends that love talking about football, but just want to make it public to the viewers of YouTube, just to see what we talk about behind closed doors. Fellas, how are you feeling today?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Mike, are you ever feeling just not pretty good? Pretty good.
Dude, always feeling mellow, brother.
I love it. And I also see Mikey, you're starting to let it grow out a little bit now, man.
Yeah, I got to shave it again.
The Dr. Clean look is back.
It's getting too long.
It is getting long.
I can almost see it. It's getting so long. Like, what are we talking about?
You want me to give you an afro pick, bro? I got you. Well, fellas.
Maybe a nice weave in the future.
Yeah, a little Jerry curl grease, and you'll be good to go.
Why not? Sure.
But exactly. Well, week 4 has came and gone, and we've seen some pretty great stuff. We've seen another historic, basically record-breaking, whatever you want to call it, in the books. 2 of them again. We touched that out later in the video. However, the first thing that is on the topic of discussion, and if you go on Twitter, if you're a fan of NFL, you can't go by without seeing it, and it is with the travesty that's happening down in Jacksonville. And it's not even about their losing ways. It is with their newly acquired coach, Mr. Urban Meyer. And if you guys don't know about it, the story behind it is that he was caught at his bar called the Urban Meyer Pint Pit out in Dublin, Ohio. And he was caught with a female that wasn't his wife. And they was, dancing quite close to each other. If you guys haven't seen the video, here you go. Yeah, so really not a good look. However, that wasn't even the worst part. But due to YouTube, I won't play it. However, if you search Twitter or YouTube, should we play it, boys? Should we play and just maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe not get pulled down?
Absolutely.
All right.
Play it.
Absolutely. All right. So here's the second alternative video. And let's just say he has a little fishy fingers. So as the video suggests, someone caught Urban Meyer in 4K sticking his fingers up the female's arse, as they would call it. Fellas, it is now not only the Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-4, it is now hellfire down there because now their coach can't even handle himself with a woman that's not even his own wife. I just want to get everybody's gut reaction. What are you guys thinking about this? Is it fair or is it foul in this situation?
I'm thinking the Jaguars are officially 0-5 after that one.
Yes, you can't have a student touching the Urban Meyer wiener, as they would say. So, yeah, that went a bit too far, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you really say about it? I mean, they're 0-4, and then that happens. I mean, it goes without saying what everybody's thinking, I think.
Yeah. Loserville population 1.
Now, the one thing I died with was when I was searching on Twitter, when the first news broke down, and what killed me, and as you guys can see, the thumbnail of the video was like, Urban Meyer definitely has tight end issues, and I died because there was a picture of Aaron Hernandez, Tim Tebow, and then the picture of him on the still shot of the video. I cried when I seen it. I'm like, oh my dear God. But if you're the GM, because the GM, of course, had to see both the alternatives. Is it fair to say you don't come tomorrow with the job or suspension? What would you guys do if you were the GM of the Jacksonville Jaguars after everything is going down? The 0-4 start, Trevor Lawrence not panning out as the generational talent throughout the first four games, and now your coach, the first video looked a little innocent because he's just hand there, you know what I mean? But what did you guys do? What would you guys, if you were in the put position, what would be your course of action, as I would call it?
I'm pretty sure, in the contract, he if anything like that happens, you're allowed to fire him without having to pay him the money he's owed. So I think him doing something stupid like that is really screwing himself over, and it gives the owner an easier way to just fire him. Because he went and apologized to the team, but he canceled the meetings Monday. Basically, he's a coward about it. And then finally, when he went and talked to the teams, he talked to them in individual groups, not as a team. So the team was laughing after he's apologizing. He's yeah, the one group, when he talked to him, he closed the door and left. They started laughing, and they're yeah, I'm pretty sure he heard us laughing about it. It's just a joke. If you're gonna apologize to the entire team. You're making it seem like you're too scared to talk to them.
Hey, special teams. Come
yeah,
here for a
quick. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think he has much respect for that team right now, and it's going to be real hard to get it back.
Joel, what about you?
Yeah, for me, you gotta fire him. You don't have a choice, really. He's supposed to be the leader of your team, but he can't even lead off the field. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the play on the field. It's only been 4 games. They were in that game against the Bengals on Thursday night. It's not like they're playing terrible. Well, they are terrible, yes, but it could be a lot worse. Trevor Lawrence started looking like he was getting better there. So it's nothing about on the field. It's just strictly based on an action like that. You just how are you supposed to have the respect of the organization, of the team? How is the team supposed to play for you when you're doing shit like that outside of the field? It's just unacceptable behavior for a head coach, somebody who's supposed to lead a team, but yet can't lead himself. So for me, that's an automatic fire. I would have fired him, no question.
No question about it. So Mike, what are you saying? You would suspend him, or would you can him too?
Oh, I'd fire him.
Out the door.
It's not an issue if he was another coach that was single or something. It's just the fact he's got a family and all that. If that's just a single coach, it's not that big of a deal. It looks bad, but it's not as big of a deal it is right now.
You can go a little bit further and say, what are your values in life? What are your morals in life? Who are you as a person in life? Clearly, you're not the kind of guy I want as the face of the team here.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
No, good luck. Cody, man, what about you? I know sometimes you might have a polarizing opinion. It looks like you're keeping him, man. It looks like, no, I'm just joking.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't really get how you stick with him after they're 0-4 too, right? At this point, there's essentially no reason to keep him. If they do, then that's their own. I think they're going to England too this week, are they not?
Yeah.
So of all times to fire a head coach, I guess it would be pretty difficult to do it now. But you also show who you are as an organization, kind of going forward based off this decision. So, yeah, I probably would part ways with him. What are you losing at this point anyway? You're 0-4. It's not like you're, oh no, we can't risk our 0-4 season. The season's already pretty well over for them at this point. They're in one of the worst divisions in football, so that kind of helps their hope, I guess. But you're not losing anything either. Just fresh start and move on.
I think another issue they're going to run into is didn't he bring in a lot of coaches too? So you fire him, then the new coach is going to want his own guys. So you're talking about a personnel overhaul.
Yeah, he brought a lot of staff that he used to have or friends of his over there. I'm pretty sure I remember reading that.
So Cody, man, is it send this team to the sun button? Are we hitting it?
It'd be interesting to hear what a Jaguars fan. I don't know too many of them, but I mean, it's
your brother's one, isn't he?
I'll say your brother is one, isn't he?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him about it. He's really the only one. I know one of my other buddies used to like them too, but he's a Steelers fan. But yeah, I don't know. I guess a fan's perspective probably would be the same as everybody else too. I mean, the team's already easy to laugh at as it is, so this doesn't help at all.
100%.
And I mean, the season couldn't be going any worse too. DJ Chark broke his ankle last game. Wasn't that last game or was that the game before?
I think it was last game.
It was last game early.
Yeah,
it was like in the first
early.
quarter.
It was like the first quarter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the season's just in shambles at this point. So I don't know what you do to right the ship, really.
So we're gonna send her to the sun then?
Are we hitting the button?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, you gotta say like go into a rebuild, but I mean, there's nothing to rebuild. The team sucks, right? So it's like
they're in a rebuild.
Yeah, they are in a rebuild. So I mean, there's really nothing to even do at this point.
They've been in a rebuild for a long time.
Yeah, I can only really think of one season in recent memory that they were even good. Really, I mean, when they went to the Patriots, knocked them out, and that's really it. They had some a couple years ago, like we're going back a decade to when they were good before that. So
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, sender, I guess.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard here, break exclusive. Cody sends the Jacksonville Jaguars to the sun. His team stinks.
One-way ticket.
And we're sending freaking Urban Meyer to Pluto past the sun. But going into the week 4 though, guys, we had some interesting storylines going into it. First one is one of our hot takes going into last Thursday was we had the Jacksonville Jaguars face the Cincinnati Bengals, and I can't remember who was with me saying that they was gonna get the upset. Was it Cody or Mike?
Cody.
Not me.
Yeah,
So
I thought they were gonna win.
Mine and Cody's, prediction was looking real good. And I said James Robinson was going to have a good game. Turned out he was having a great game. But then it comes down, Broadway Joe was showing that he is the better of the two, and the team was better and took off. And the Cincinnati Bengals won, and proven to being a great season for the Cincinnati Bengals. What I can say about it, Joe Burrow is the real deal. I wasn't really sold on him just because he was that one season wonder kid in college football. Of course, had one of the greatest seasons as a college quarterback. We see a lot of college quarterbacks have that. And of course, the first, his rookie season last year was great. And then he had the injury, a nasty injury, as we suggested in the last podcast when we saw the scars. But Joe Burrow is shaping out to be like a franchise quarterback, better than Andy Dalton ever was. So guys, man, is Joe Burrow the real deal? Is he shaping up to be a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the NFL? What do you guys think?
Yeah, give it time though. Like, not in that realm yet.
Burrow actually hasn't really thrown the ball that much this year either. If you look at the numbers, he's played well, but he hasn't. They've actually ran the ball quite a bit this year. Which is pretty surprising. But actually, I guess not really coming off of his injuries, but.
Mixon's been healthy too.
Yeah, Mixon's out for a couple weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks now. They'll have Samaje Perine, I guess, as their running back. So that's it'll be interesting to see what they do. They'll probably throw the ball a little bit more. But
now they're saying it's like day to day with Mixon. So we'll see how that goes.
They're hopeful for day to day. I know he said day to day, but
they're saying he might be a game time decision this week.
That's crazy. We'll see if he practices Friday. That's your telltale sign.
Yeah. I'm not sure who they play. Oh, they play the Packers.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I don't know. They'll need him to beat that team, but we'll see, I guess.
And he's looking like he has a nice little partner, man. I know, Joel, in draft day, you kind of was like wondering about the whole Penny Sewell, Jamar Chase situation. Jamar Chase is shaping up to be the real deal. He can see the football, everybody. Let's put that out there. The white stripes on the ball isn't affecting them. From what you've seen of Jamar Chase, are you still set on the fact that was a good pick, or should they went Penny Sewell, seeing that what he's doing for the Lions?
Well, for me, I gotta go. Obviously, Chase looks really good right now, but long term, I'd still say Sewell's the better pick. So if you watch the Lions right now, Sewell still hasn't given up a sack yet. I think he's only given up like one quarterback pressure even. Like he's pretty solid O lineman, and he's going to be a potential Hall of Famer when it's all said and done on the O line. I think so. Chase is good right now, but they have three receivers there. T. Higgins is going to be back this week, so we'll see if. Well, that's not a lock that he's going to be back, but he practiced today, so that's a good sign. But it's just that who knows what's going to happen every single week with Chase. Who knows if now off this hot start that he's the one who's going to be going up against number one corners on teams. So we'll see what happens. I like Chase, obviously. I wanted him to at one point. I wanted the Dolphins to draft him, so I was hoping the cards fell that way a little bit too. So you never know with him, but so far it looks really good. Clean routes, good hands, can jump, good speed. Looks really good right now. Looks better than T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd so far. So, although Tyler Boyd did have a huge game on Thursday night, he looked really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's just that's that immediate chemistry they already had. So,
yeah,
I think that's why at the draft I'm like, I think they're going to take him. Like Sewell's who I thought they should have taken, but I just had a feeling they would take Chase because of that chemistry at LSU.
Yeah,
and
tough to pass up on that chemistry for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of taken off where it was left off in college. So see how much it keeps doing that, I guess.
Yeah, it looks really good so far. Bengals look a lot better than I thought they were going to look too. So on defense and on offense. So
yeah, even that O line is holding up surprisingly.
Yeah, it looks decent so far, right? Middle of the pack O line, I'd say, like around 15 mark. That's you do that, Joe Burrow gets a little extra time because Joe Burrow can make you pay with his arm. That's proven. Like, yeah, he's not a bona fide top 10 quarterback right now, but he's knocking on the door, no question.
No, I love it. And then, I got screwed over this week because I went into fantasy, with T. Higgins out, Jamar Chase and, starting to heat up a little bit. I was like, oh, here we go. This is the Jamar Chase breakout game. Oh, no, little tight end CJ, who's Madada or whatever, however you pronounce his name, just absolutely just goes off. How you say it, Cody?
Uzama.
You're going with a TJ Hushmanzada going on there.
Yeah, that's what I was getting the two comparisons because my dad was talking about how they actually had him too. It was quite interesting to see them pull it off, and they're just a shocking team this year. Didn't expect a 3-1 start from them, but it was pretty much keep on going part of the course. So next up too, but before we go on to that, of course, Mr. Mike Sharp, show the ladies and gentlemen what you're drinking tonight.
Oh, we got a little switch up tonight. A little land shark seltzer.
Nice.
Not too shabs.
Mike, man, I think that's gonna kill your Busch Light sponsorship, bro. Like you need to keep on going consecutive. Now you don't have to.
Never goddamn coming in the first place. It's Bush League is what it is.
With that attitude, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And now return to the podcast. And speaking of returns, we had one of the biggest historic games for Sunday Night Football. It broke records in terms of viewership. We had the return of Tom Brady going back to Foxborough and Gillette Stadium. And it was a shocking game, if that's the correct words for it, in my opinion.
Boring or shocking?
Little disappointed on Tom Brady's part. It felt to me like he really let the nerves and emotion get to him. There was some passes that I was just like, that's not Tom Brady. Like, what now? Can we call on the weather or whatever of the game? But I expected Tom Brady go in there and it was like, there's no way I'm letting this rookie quarterback and Bill Belichick beat me on the biggest return in football history. and came up really short, in my opinion. I think Mac Jones played better than Tom Brady. And Belichick schemed for Brady pretty well, in my opinion. Kept on giving him different looks. But yeah, guys, what was your opinion on the return of Tom Brady going to Foxborough? The game in general. Love to hear it out and then see what you guys think.
Well, the game stunk.
Yeah, it was boring.
Brutal game. The rain was coming down pretty heavy, but I mean, I've seen Tom Brady play many games in the rain.
Yeah.
Tom tried a couple of things though. Like he had that deep shot to Antonio Brown that looked like that was going to be a really nice touchdown. He just barely overthrew him. But I mean, to be fair, like he played there for 2 decades, right? So you're going to be able to know how he fits and how to scheme against him too. I mean, if any team's going to know how to do that, it's the Patriots, right? So it's not crazy surprising, I don't think, but you expected him to at least throw a touchdown. And I think Mac Jones really deserved to win the game, and he outplayed Tom Brady by a lot. I don't even think it was really close, to be honest. I don't think Mac Jones is anything special, but I think you could probably win with him if you get the right pieces around him. And I mean, really, that's all the Patriots did for 20 years. They put the right pieces around Brady. Brady never really had any superstar wide receivers outside Moss for 1 year, 2 years. He had Wes Welker, who was kind of like an unsung hero. Same with Edelman. So I can see them doing the same thing around Mac Jones. I don't think he's going to win 6 Super Bowls, but I think he fits the system and that he will do well in New England.
I don't think he's going to win 1.
I was going to say, here's a hot take. Do you see Mac Jones winning 1?
No.
He very well could not. But I mean, to be fair, I think he's impressed me, like personally, like in terms of the rookie quarterbacks, like just unbiased opinion, Justin Fields hasn't impressed me. Zach Wilson hasn't impressed me until last game. His touchdown to Corey Davis was an absolute
ridiculous
bomb. Trevor Lawrence hasn't impressed me at all. Trey Lance, when he's come in, he actually did look pretty good last week. To be fair, he only had like a 50% completion percentage, but he came in out of nowhere, so can't really blame him too much there. And then who's the other one? Oh, Davis Mills.
Davis Mills.
He's been pretty bad. But I mean,
he wasn't even supposed to play this year.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't supposed to play, and he was like third round pick. So can't really blame him too much for that. But Mac
don't knock the 3rd round picks. We got a Cowboy fan up there that their 3rd round pick is shaping up.
But like Mac Jones, like in all seriousness, has been the best rookie quarterback thus far. I don't think he's the best player, and that he is going to be the best player in the future. But so far, he has easily been the best quarterback of the starting quarterbacks that have played.
Maybe
the best of the trash.
The best at the 10-yard pass.
Yeah.
Like out of the starters this year, Mac Jones is the worst at 20 yards plus passing. So I mean,
it's just a little dink and dunks making it easy for him, but it's working like a little bit.
Man.
I'm not a fan.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
You can't do that all year though, because then teams are just going to figure it out.
Oh yeah,
Drew Brees did that with Michael Thomas the whole year. What are you talking about?
Well, who's Michael Thomas on the Patriots? They don't have that.
Dude, Jacoby Myers.
Ew. You're joking, right?
Nelson Aguilar.
I don't know.
Oh god. At first I thought you were being serious. I was like, Jesus, AJ.
I don't know. I'm still not sold on Mac Jones. He's played all right so far, but he hasn't really done much, in my opinion.
You want him to have that statement game, that coming out, let him sling a little bit, and
I want him to actually throw the ball. Like a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL can do what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
I want to actually see him do something.
In fairness to him, he did go up against Super Bowl champs, and really, him and the defense are the only 2 things that kept him in that game. They had, what was it? I have the stats in front of me. They had 7 carries all game. Like, I guess the Bucs are one of the best, hardest teams to run against. But I mean, really, it was all on him to win this game. Nobody else did anything. I mean, the wide receivers ran the routes and got open, sure, but I mean, the running backs didn't do anything for him. The O-line didn't do anything for him. He got sacked 4 times. So I mean, I don't
even know who the Patriots have as running backs. Like, isn't James White hurt?
Yeah,
and they don't have Sony Michel anymore.
They only have Damian Harris.
Yeah,
and they
Damian
have
Harris, and they got
J.J. Taylor.
Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson, and then someone else.
JJ Taylor.
Brandon Bolden.
They got that Taylor kid too.
Brandon Bolden.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Man, he had like 8 catches for like 60-something yards on the weekend, or against the Bucks on Sunday night.
Yeah, and that Bucks defensive line is terrifying, man. Vita Vea is gonna go down as one of arguably one of the top defensive linemen. That guy is so damn big and athletic for his own good. It is ridiculous. Like there was one play I seen him that he literally took 2 offensive linemen and just pancaked them.
His problem is though he plays 10 games a year.
Yeah,
the guy is notoriously injured for stretches at a time. That's his problem.
Yeah. Well, he's what? Let's see.
Like he came from Washington, like university, and ever since he got drafted, he's been injured every year.
The guy is 6'4", 350. That's strong and athletic. Like what?
Oh,
like dude, I just don't understand these football players, man. Think about that. That guy probably runs a quicker 40 than me, and probably jumps higher than me. And I am 190 pounds. These guys are just absolute freaks, man.
That's like Tyron Smith. He's like 6'7", 340, and you can't get around him.
Calais Campbell
he's too fast. Yeah.
No, it's
Calais Campbell's the biggest player in the NFL, actually. Like tallest. I'm pretty sure he's like 6'8" or something. He is tall. He's a big boy.
I think Mekhi Becton might be bigger.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah,
that's maybe about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mekhi Becton I think is like 6'11" or something stupid.
Yeah, and he ran a 4 something too.
Yeah.
How?
Like what? Huh? Mekhi Becton. He is Mekhi Becton. Oh, he's 6'7", 364, and he can run.
Oh, Calais is taller than him then. I'm pretty
364.
And he runs a 5-second flat.
A 5 flat.
What?
I don't want that guy.
Calais is 6'8", 300 pounds on the dot. That's a big boy.
And Calais Campbell runs a 4.8. Like what? Absolutely absurd. Like, kids, if you're hearing this, oh, there you go. I just lagged out there. You guys still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I was just like, man, if you're a kid aspiring to be a defensive lineman or a defensive or linebacker there in the NFL, just look at this and just put yourself in the perspective of them, man. Like if you want to be the upper echelon, like my gosh, like this is stupidness. But speaking of Calais Campbell, we had another controversy about a record-setting game here, and it goes between my Denver Broncos and Cody's Baltimore Ravens. Came down to a complete ass kicking of the Ravens. Our boy goes down, Teddy Two Gloves, and we had no type of help for your guys' pass rush. But the biggest thing came at the end of the game. You guys were, 95 yards rushing, and to tie the record of 100 most games, you needed 5 extra yards. Game is done. There's 5 seconds left or 10 seconds left in the game? And 3 seconds left in the game. And usually when you see that, even though, teams are up, you see victory formation, the game is ended. John Harbaugh and the Ravens decided they want to go for the record and rush 5 yards to get the record. Vic Fangio lost his damn mind. Was talking about how it's BS, is bullshit. How John Harbaugh, that's just the Ravens thing to do. It was crazy, like absolutely crazy. And the craziest thing about it is that Vic Fangio actually worked with John Harbaugh and the Ravens as an assistant. So to see this kind of controversy pop down, my opinion, I always go with player safety, and because it would have sucked. Let's say if we had Lamar running and all of a sudden he gets hit like a Teddy Bridgewater and gets a concussion, then it's ass out type of thing. So in my opinion, I would have went victory formation. Say, hey guys, if we won the record, we should have ran it more during the game. But I want to know, what do you guys think? I want to first get to the main floor. My man Cody, Mr. Flot Gang himself. What is your opinion on the run? Do you think it was called for, uncalled for? So they went to victory formation. What do you think?
Man, to be honest with you, I don't really care about the record. I didn't even know about the record until 3 seconds left of the game when the commentators started talking. I was like, oh, cool. Hopefully we go for it and break the record. I'm like joking, and then we actually did. I was like, oh, cool, and then they got it. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put, like, the one thing that I don't want to do with it is dismiss, like, this record took 3 years, 42 games. That's a long time. Just because one play is kind of like stupid or controversial, it doesn't dismiss something that took 3 seasons to do either, right? So what's important to the Ravens might not be important to another team, right? And like I said, I'm a fan of the Ravens and I don't care, but somebody else that's a fan of the Ravens might care, right? So it's all opinionated. I saw a lot of media sources, like half of them, it seems like half are kind of on the Ravens side, half are on the Broncos side. So it's kind of like whatever you want to make of it. It happened. It is what it is. I don't really care, to be honest with you.
No, yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
I mean, the one thing, the one other thing to keep in mind too is like Fangio. So he's saying he was expecting the Ravens to go for it. Okay, so why is it such a big deal if it's just another play then, right? And then the other thing to look at, Harbaugh.
I don't think he expected them to do it. I think he's just saying, "Oh, that's such a Ravens thing to do." To do something like that.
The thing I can't wrap my head around is like Harbaugh's response was a little bit passive aggressive, but at the same time, it was kind of true in a sense that you guys are down 16 points. You have 10 seconds. You use 7 seconds of runoff for the play. Let's pretend you got the touchdown. You then need to get a 2-point conversion. You then need to kick an onside kick, recover it, throw a 70-yard touchdown with Drew Lock, and then score a 2-point conversion to tie it. You don't even win the game. So it's like, how can we talk about player safety when you guys are going for a touchdown with 10 seconds left when the game's already over? So it's like, you can look at it both ways, right?
If you don't do that, though, you're telling your team don't compete. Like, you're not – your job is always to try to make that score as low as possible. It's way different when you're winning in the game and it's over. This team's trying to prove something as a team. You know, it's a team thing to try to come back. I hate teams when they're down by 14 with a minute left and they're kneeing and just letting the clock run out. Like, what kind of an attitude is that? Like, your attitude should always be to try to score points when you're behind. When you're up, What?
I mean, you guys have injuries. You guys have been dealing with injuries just like the Ravens. Even on that, you saw multiple players get injured. So it's just kind of odd that you guys are going for it down 16 points with 10 seconds left, like, to be honest, and then getting mad that we want to tie a record that took us 3 years to be just because there's 3. And, like, to be fair, you really think Harbaugh is saying, Lamar, you go out there, you're going no matter what, and you got to get 5 yards? No, he did to go out. He obviously agreed to go out, and if he got hurt, then it's on him. Really, it's not on Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh literally said we knew before the play or before whatever that we were going to go for it if it came down to it. I literally seen that quote. I know I seen that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
like it was pre-planned.
Then it's a team decision at that point. I mean, if Lamar got hurt, yeah, it would be red flags all over the place. Harbaugh would be, it would be a disaster. But he didn't. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. And with the player safety and everything, the only thing I don't understand about the whole why it's such a big deal is because, again, you guys are trying to score 16 points in 10 seconds with Drew Lock. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Just like it is ridiculous for us to go for 5 yards to tie a record that nobody cares about. So, clearly somebody did if we did it. But anyway, that's my take on it.
It's just a shitty way to get the record. Like, that's the way you want to get it. By not doing it like properly.
And that's one of the things I was surprised about, because if you look at the game itself, Lamar didn't run once.
Yeah, it was weird. That was the least I've ever seen him run in a game. Like, I can think of one other time. I think he had less than 10 runs. I think it was against Seattle. We won that game. It was a kick. We won it on a kick in the rain with Justin Tucker. I think that was the only time I can remember where he ran less than 10 times in a game. So I don't know. It was nice. It was nice to see.
For me, it's if you're behind and you're trying to stay as a team that's fighting, always going to fight till the end, no matter what, that you can get behind. When you're up by 20 and you're going for it with 3 seconds left on the clock to rush a play and get 5 yards, that's just ridiculous. Like you've already won. These guys are trying to prove something to themselves and stay together as a team. No matter what, we're going to keep fighting. It doesn't matter what the score is. We're not giving up.
And that's one issue with it. The other issue with it too is like the other team's going to be pissed off that you're doing that. So they're actually like some players are going to try to hit to hurt because they're like, well, screw this team. Like, why are they doing this when they shouldn't? So you never know if like someone take a cheap shot at Lamar after.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do think was kind of bad about it was I thought it was a little bit disrespectful to the Broncos in the sense that I feel like if the Ravens were going against, let's say, the Chiefs or like, I don't know, anyone, like a high-power offense, a high-powered team, a good playoff team, like for sure a team that's going to the playoffs. I don't know if they would have done that, but I feel like they did that because maybe they look at the Broncos in a sense that, oh, we're not going to play these guys again. Who cares? Let's just go for it. I don't really know that they would have done what they did if they were going against a really good team like the Chiefs or somebody.
We'll see them in the AFC. We'll see them in the AFC Championship or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know that maybe they would have, but I feel like it would have been less likely. So,
I also didn't really like Harbaugh's response. He's kind of like thin-skinned, like just kind of being a baby about it.
Dude, the Ravens were up by 40 or 32 or whatever against the Dolphins a few years back, and they went for it on like 4th and 8, a fake punt and got it. It's just like bro, like I understand you want to be the coolest guy in the room, but you're definitely not the coolest guy in the room.
Well, the one thing that nobody's really talking about either is, the record was held by the Steelers. So, that could also have something to do with it. They're the biggest rival of the Ravens by a mile in the NFL. So, if they're looking at that record, we can do this to the Steelers record. Let's go do it. That also is going to play a factor in their decision. At least I think.
But it's also like, how about we don't worry about little meaningless records. We try to win playoff games because the Ravens have had problems winning playoff games. Like we're talking about stuff that matters. These records, they don't mean nothing. They don't.
Like I said, I didn't even know about the record until the guy.
That's the thing. Like coach. Why is your coach worried about that? Why is your coach worried about that record? He should be worried about.
What I mean.
I think he.
It just seems weird to be like.
I think he's maybe tried to build an identity in Baltimore and wants recognition, and a way to do that is getting, breaking, or tying a record. So I feel like that maybe has something to do with it too.
That's fair, but everybody knows that what Baltimore's identity has been for a long time.
Yeah.
Baltimore's always been a running offense. Always.
Lamar has a regular season MVP. No one cares because he hasn't done it in the playoffs. Like it matters what you do in the playoffs.
The thing that I didn't like about the record at the end of the game was it overshadowed the fact that something we've been waiting for Lamar to do for a long time. He beat the Broncos by throwing the ball. He hardly ran the ball at all the entire game.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about it because we're just talking about a meaningless record, a stupid play that happened with 3 seconds left of the game. That's the worst part about what happened. It completely overshadows Lamar Jackson actually playing well. He threw the ball deep on almost every throw. He was taking shots the entire game. So that's another thing that kind of sucks about the situation, but we'll see if he does it again this week. I can't even think of, we play the Colts on Monday night this week. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And then, that is one thing though about it that we definitely schemed to have Lamar throw, and he definitely threw, and he threw really well. Like I said, we held the Ravens to the least running yards in the last 3 years. So our game plan worked, but then Lamar just showed that, you put me on my back, I'm going to try to show you that I can do something. So, big ups to Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, and hopefully our boy Teddy, which breaking news, they are showing signs that he will be able to play on Sunday, which is good news. He's clear on concussion protocol, should be able to practice. Ronald Darby is also off of IR too, which is really nice. So the boys are getting back, and we should be back.
That rookie before you get off this game, that rookie that I don't know his name.
Javonte Williams, baby.
No, not the rookie. No, I don't have the he had 2 sacks, didn't he? What's his name? You know what I'm talking
Jonathan
about?
Cooper?
I don't know.
You're talking about Caden Stearns, our safety.
Yeah. Oh, he's a safety. Okay, he played really
nasty.
well. I don't know who that is, but he played really well too. I thought he was a good player.
Caden Stearns reminds me of a Justin Simmons type of thing. You know what I mean? Like Justin Simmons with this more ability to rush the passer off of like a safety blitzes. A really, really nice player. A gem of a find by Peyton, actually. Big ups to Peyton on that. And then we totally skipped past. Javonte Williams had an absolute Marshawn Lynch type of run. Oh my Lord. Had 10 Ravens on the back of him. Just dragging through the mud. You can't stop me for, I think it was like a 24-yard gain. My mouth absolutely dropped. Kid is a stud. Like, I honestly love our running game, man.
I think the Broncos played better than what the scoreboard says. I mean, Schumer's game plan made absolutely 0 sense. They got away from the run in the middle of the second quarter. You guys were running the ball fine. We're not even good against the run. Like, it's not even like we're the Bucs and we're good against the run. We're actually really bad against the run. And he just, for whatever reason, decided to stop running the ball. You guys are down, 2 guards?
We're only down 10 points, and we ran the ball 4 times the second half.
Yeah, and the quarterback's under fire forever. Like Teddy got hurt. Like, it's like, I don't know. It made 0 sense to me. Hopefully you guys get that figured out against the Steelers, because that was just nonsense that they chose to not run the ball.
Schumer frustrates me so much. And I don't know how Tom McMahon, he is the worst special teams coordinator I've ever witnessed in my life. How he still has a job is beyond me. Like, we're the worst giving up yardage when it comes to any type of special teams. We had the personnel that we usually get. I think we had the most turnovers given away in terms of like drops and stuff like that. So he doesn't even know how to pick punt and kick returners. We finally got a good one who got hurt that game, so that's always great. And then Pat Schumer is an idiot. Like, the first 3 games that he cocked up or whatever, of course it was against, mediocre teams, but you saw promise, right? Started throwing the screenplays and all this stuff. And then this past game, he went back to Schumer of freaking Paxton Lynch type of shit, man. It drives me absolutely nuts. Like, oh my, like, get him. Like, you're talking about sending someone to the sun. Schumer, go right with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Get the hell out of here, man. Like, it's terrible.
I don't get this day and age that coordinators don't devise a game plan for their quarterback. They just do their game plan. Not every quarterback is the same. You got to switch it up according to what the quarterback is good at. I don't get why a lot of coordinators don't seem to get that.
Could you imagine if like an OC cocked up the same game plan for Tom Brady and then told Lamar to do the exact same thing?
Yeah. Your way is not the best way to do it. Like, you got to switch it up with different quarterbacks.
Yeah, 1,000%. And another team that shocked me this week was the Arizona Cardinals, man. They really show that they are a team that's for real. They had a dominating performance against a Super Bowl contender in the LA Rams. Kyler Murray, frontline and MVP.
Yeah,
I can comfortably say that is very, very likely.
Yeah, he's played really well.
It's awesome too, man, because everybody's saying, oh, he's too little. His mobility isn't going to transfer to the NFL. He's showing you, hey, I got a cannon and I can run. Like that run that he took, no other quarterback's going to be able to do that. Like, what was it, like?
Yeah, he runs weird. Like he jukes around and jumps around. Like you just can't tackle the guy.
The guy has Barry Sanders feet, man. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
So elusive, like absolutely elusive. And then for anybody else that didn't see here, the other games we had the New York Giants versus New Orleans Saints. The Giants end up winning. Your boy Danny Dimes showed that he get a win in OT. Saquon Barkley is back, which is really good to see. It's good to see him getting some touches and actually running in some holes and actually powering through. Big win by them. The Houston Texans show that they're as absolutely abysmal franchise. Just end the season, get the number 1 overall pick, get Deshaun Watson out there and start building your team, because it is It is terrible. They got waxed 40-0. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Brandon Cooks is having a great season, but I mean, outside of him.
Also, that is 2 straight shutouts for Buffalo, isn't it?
yes.
That's a good defense. Although, I mean, they played Miami with Brissett and the Texans, but
Still,
they look good.
Hold an NFL team to 0 points, man. That's tough. That's tough to do. Carolina Panthers, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys showed up. Dak Prescott is a top 3 quarterback, in my opinion. The guy is insane. Absolutely insane. Your running back game is there again. Tony Pollard, Zeke, feed them. However, is Zeke taking the James Harden type of diet, man? He lost a step, it felt like. Like, it feels like Zeke of, like, 2017. Some of those runs would have been to the house. It looks like, he was never cubby runs.
He was never too quick. Like, if Pollard gets in the open field, like, he's gone. It's just Zeke's a little chunker. He's going to get caught. But he's the one that's breaking through those holes.
I think Zeke missed practice today, I'm pretty sure. So I think this week.
I think it was like
maybe he won't play. Possibly.
Yeah, he probably will. Like, that guy never misses games.
Yeah.
For how physical of a running back it's actually weird to see he doesn't miss games. But we'll see. Like, it's good to have both, obviously. I think
mix up the run game.
I'm pretty sure Tony Pollard is actually the highest graded running back in the NFL through 4 weeks.
Really?
I'm pretty
probably
sure
because he's averaging like 7 yards a carry, but that's because he's getting less carries.
Right.
But I mean, I guess it goes to show he's getting a lot of yards on those carries. But
yeah, he definitely has that let me punch a hole and I'm gone type of speed. Which is really dope to see. And the Cowboys are looking good, man. Trayvon Diggs, big shout out to Trayvon Diggs. 4 straight games with an interception and has 5 total. It might be, one of those things where he's going to Stephon and saying, "Hey, bro, I'm the better NFL player." I don't know, but
okay.
Whoa.
It's truly impressive what he's doing. It is hard to play cornerback, man. It is easier to play wide receiver. But yeah, definitely showing out that for a secondary that you guys needed, big time. So it's good. It's just so that he's not a Byron Jones.
It's just better to watch this year because, like, Mike Nolan, you watch his defense. All the guys keep looking around like, "What the hell are we doing?" Like, they don't know the plays. Dan Quinn comes in. It's completely different. Yeah. It's like the guys it's just easier for them to pick up. Like, I think Mike Nolan tried to change literally everything. Tried to change the scheme, the language, and everything, and the guys are confused. Just keep it simple. And, like, this is what happens. Just let them go play, basically. That's what Dan Quinn does. Just lets them play. And big shout-out to Asa Adigizua. 3rd-round pick this year. That guy is mauling the offensive line at every team. 7 QB hits in 4 games. That's second in the league, not only to my boy Micah as well. So
what did me and Joel always say, man? The Cowboys can draft their ass off.
The problem always was we draft well, but it doesn't translate. I think finally this year with, like, the belief, the defensive coordinator's better, the defense is looking better. It's finally a year like they may be able to put it all together, and we'll see how the rest. Like, we got a good stretch of games here. We can string along some wins. So I don't know. I think they have to be, like, clear-cut favorites for the East because Washington's got a quarterback problem. Their defensive line looks bad until last game. Like, I don't know who's gonna take it from him, really. It was going to be Washington.
Or Taylor Heineke, man. He's looking nice, man, for what he is.
He's okay, but he's not good enough to carry them, where Fitzpatrick could carry you some games. I don't know.
Heineke's played pretty well this year. Played bad one game, but, I mean, That's all right. It's bound to happen. He's not a top 10 quarterback right now. I think he's played pretty good. It's the defense for Washington that's been pretty poo-poo compared to like expectations. I think Heineke is actually keeping them afloat, if anything.
Yeah, we'll see throughout the year.
Yeah, but big ups to the Cowboys, man. They look very, very promising. But speaking of their opponents, the Carolina Panthers, big news from them. So it looked like the New England Patriots were going to release former Defensive Player of the Year Stephon Gilmore. But then Carolina came out news that Carolina actually slid into the DMs and told Bill Belichick, "Hey, bro, we'll give you a 6th-round pick," and they took it. So now the Carolina Panthers defense is looking scary coming up for the years to come. They just traded for C.J. Henderson. They got Stephon Gilmore. They got J.C. Horn. And they have an up-and-coming safety in Jeremy Chin, which is Steve Atwater's nephew. And he had a huge season last year. So, yeah, Carolina's looking tough. And Sam Darnold's showing that, he is comfortable with the team. And then that they can play, when they get returned with CMC back. Panthers are going to be a tough team. I know the Cowboys were definitely – hoping that Stephon Gilmore would land in their lap. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen, unfortunately. But, and the Dallas Cowboys released Jalen Smith, and he is looking like he's going to be going to the Green Bay Packers out of all places.
He fell out of favor. He fell out of favor in Dallas. So he had he was losing
what was up with that? Is it just –
I mean, Van Der Esch is back playing – like he's better when he's healthy, and he has been. Micah Parsons is now going to be like the captain of that defense. You got Keanu Neal, who's converted to like a linebacker. He's playing well. Plus, I think they want Jabril Cox, their 4th rounder, to get more snaps.
From LSU, yeah.
Like Jalen Smith, like I love the story. He played well the first year. It's just that nerve damage has made him miss a step, and he can't get it back. Like he's quick, but he's not quick enough. He's late with reactions a lot. He's a linebacker that needs help. Like the year that they did really well is Van Der Esch's first year, and they just played well together. But if Jalen Smith's that guy on the linebacker core, you're gonna have problems. But going to Green Bay, I think that'll be a decent spot because he'll have help, which he needs.
Yeah. And he joins the Smith family, right? He'll be with Zadarius and Preston.
So, well, that's one of the reasons. Like Zadarius Smith will help him, like with his QB pressures and everything, pushing him outside, and Jalen Smith will be there.
Yeah, 100%. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that all pans out. But another game that happened on week 4 was quite shocking to see how low scoring of the game this was. Considering their two offenses are really high powered, was the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Vikings. Talk about a shocker, right? I was like, what the hell? Ended up being 14-7, which is very uncharacteristic because you're usually good for having, Nick Chubb maybe scoring a couple touchdowns, Kareem Hunt. OBJ hasn't looked great at all. Like, brutal. I think he had 8 targets and caught 2. Like,
he's never looked good with Baker. For some reason, those two can never click.
It's brutal. Like, it's absolutely brutal. And then Kirk Cousins did not look good either. Justin Jefferson, I think Thielen was the leading receiver. But yeah, just kind of an awful game. Like, you talking about the Patriots and the Bucks, man. I couldn't imagine watching that game. And then next up,
the Vikings are like the shittiest good team. Like, they just can't find ways to win this year.
Yeah,
I think
Dalvin Cook's not even healthy.
No.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think that was a huge hurt their offense quite a bit. I mean, credit to the Browns D-line though. Like, you see that I don't know if you saw the hit that Myles Garrett laid on Kirk Cousins when he threw that pick. Oh my gosh, he absolutely annihilated him. He might be the best. Well, he probably honestly is the best defensive end in the NFL. I think, if you're talking about pure getting to the quarterback and sacking or pressuring them, I don't know who's better than he is. But yeah, they just didn't have an answer. What can you say about Baker at this point too? This is a contract season. Like, what's even going on when you watch him? Like, he has 2 touchdowns through 4 weeks, like 2 passing touchdowns. He's throwing for like, I don't know how many yards a game. I could check quick. Like, it's just how do you pay him? How do you give him a contract? Like he's not even doing anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna get Dak money for that.
What's an upgrade out there for him though? Like he's not gonna get the money he wants, but who else are you gonna get instead of him on this Browns team?
Brian Hoyer, baby.
Because you can't
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, like that would be an upgrade. But like you're not drafting someone. That makes no sense. Browns aren't
Jimmy G.
I mean, even then,
that would be better.
I don't know.
He can't stay healthy.
At this point, I think I honestly would rather Jimmy.
100%.
Like, I
think the injury bug, man, is in San Francisco. Like, I don't think it's a Jimmy issue. I think it's this whatever's in the 49ers arena, their training facility. I don't know what the hell is going on. They can't keep a running back healthy. They can't keep a wide receiver healthy. They can't keep a defensive line healthy. They can't keep a quarterback healthy now. Like, it is
the running
injury.
back carousel too.
Oh yeah, the running back carousel is the worst. Like, it feels like anytime you get a touch, you break a leg or something. I don't know. Like, it's awful. Like, absolutely awful.
Yeah.
So yeah,
bad.
But yeah, Jimmy G to the Browns would be a nice little upgrade. Who else would be there? Tua, if Deshaun's going to.
But again, that's not an upgrade. Like that's just the thing. It's easy to say like, oh, let's just move on from him. But it's like with what? If you can't get Deshaun, then who knows? Jimmy G maybe. There's nothing else to upgrade over Baker.
It's Drew Lock.
No.
Yeah, there aren't too many options.
Yeah, it's tough. The draft is probably the only thing
I can think of.
But the draft doesn't even have good options this year.
If you move on from Baker, could you offer someone like, I know he's hurt right now, but like, could you offer someone like Mariota a 1-year contract or something? He's looked pretty decent, honestly, when he has played in the last 2 years.
But like,
I'm just thinking
that's not going to help your team win.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of people like. There's not many names that you could really come up with. He was one of them.
It's just the Browns are in a win now. Like, there's not many options for a team that's win now for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What's the call it? Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah. God, no.
A playoff quarterback.
If they could get Deshaun Watson, then yeah, you move on. But like other than that, like even Garoppolo is a bit of a lateral move in my opinion. Maybe a bit of an upgrade, but to the Browns fans, they wouldn't want that. They'd just rather Baker.
Yeah.
It's Deshaun Watson basically, or no one else. Like, I mean, Rodgers isn't going there.
No. Yeah, Rodgers is going somewhere where he can retire nice. Like Miami would probably be Rodgers. Like, let me go to Miami. No state tax. Beautiful weather all year round. Let me go there and I'm gonna chill.
Yeah.
One can dream.
Yeah. And speaking of that,
who did the Finns put? Oh right.
And they faced the Indianapolis Colts and did not look good. 27. Man, what's going on with them, bro? Like what is happening? What is your? Is it Jacoby?
Is Brissett that bad?
Is it Brissett? Yeah. Is it Brissett? Is it not like? Wait, do you guys even have a run game? Like, is Gaskin even doing anything this year?
Oh, the Dolphins don't have an identity, dude. They haven't had an identity. Last year was the only time they had an identity, and they had a defense. Like, I don't know. This team has no identity. They half the time they don't know what the fuck they're doing, boys. I think
Will Fuller went on IR today too, didn't he?
Yeah. Paying $10 million for 26 yards.
And timeout. And big shout out to our guy Kevin Pava. Says anytime that Will Fuller's going to touch the field, he is retiring. He goes on the field, gets hurt to the locker room, just straight up retiring.
Well, that was in the off season. Well, it wasn't the off season. It was training camp when he wasn't practicing and he went away on that personal matter. There were rumors stating that he wanted to retire from football. So it obviously didn't happen that way, and he ended up coming back. Like, he's on a 1-year, $10 million deal, a prove-it deal for a contract next year. And this dude's gonna miss like what are we even talking about? I don't even want to talk about Will Fuller, man. I would trade him right now, if I could, if he was healthy, for a 6th-round pick, and I'd tell him never come back to Miami ever again. Like, go find somewhere else to vacation, bro. You're not welcome here no more.
Do you think the Bears asked or rejected Will Fuller and just took Jakeem Grant, or what?
Man, right now, Jakeem Grant's an upgrade. At least he can return a kick and a punt. Like what in God's green earth is Will Fuller offering anybody right now other than a fucking headache?
A paper mache groin.
Oh man, like I had such high hopes that he in the off season he was training super hard. Like, he was in the gym all the time, posting videos of him doing crazy workouts, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe this guy really wants to be here. As soon as it comes to putting on shoulder pads, this guy's like, oh, I got a personal matter I got to go attend to.
Shoulder pads, what are those?
Yeah, like he's got 26 yards for us in 2 games. Like, bro, like, I know we can't throw the ball right now, but like, go pound salt, dude. Get the hell out of here. I'd rather take an 8th O lineman in the draft than I'd rather take the 20th O lineman in the draft with a 6th-round pick than what this
Isaiah Wilson
with this asshole's offering.
How does Waddle look, at least?
Waddle looks fine to me. Like, last week they gave him the first drive, he had like 3 catches, and they never gave him the ball again the rest of the game. That makes a lot of sense. The Dolphins are the coolest organization in the world. Okay. No, like, you want to talk about sending the Jaguars to the sun? Fuck. If it wasn't for Tampa Bay, if it was old Tampa Bay, you could just take all of Florida and send them to the sun.
Is that who they play Tampa this week, eh?
Yeah, the Dolphins play the Bucs this week, so it might be the highest over under in pro line history. If you want to check that out.
Tom Brady, if you have them.
The Bucs
It's in Tampa Bay too, I believe. So, like, it wouldn't surprise me if the over under was like 18, 19. It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, it's the Bucs are favored by 10 points at home.
That's insane.
Which is still crazy. Like, honestly, really
Joe was saying, if you're a FanDuel DraftKings, take the over.
Not only take the over, double it. Double it. Maybe even triple it.
It doesn't help that Brady's played the Fins like 50 times in his career. Like, he is used to playing this team, so it could get ugly. You're right.
The one thing you can say is the most losses Brady has in his career, if I'm not wrong, is against the Dolphins. So, like,
there you go.
Broncos. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, cool. Other than that.
They're paying Braden. Shout out to Braden, one of our super fans here. He said,
"Oh my God,
they're paying 5.2 to win on Pro Line." Oh,
that is a hell of a payout.
I mean,
bro, if you got some extra change,
$25.
Bro, if you open up your couch cushions and you're doing some vacuuming, doing some housework, you find a $5, $10 bill, dude, you can't go wrong, man. You can either get yourself a $5 footlong at Subway, or you can go triple your money. It's really up to you.
Oh man, the good old
$5 footlong.
Yeah.
So what happened
7 years ago, bro?
That's 2012. That's 2011.
I'm just talking. You just get the bread. You don't get any toppings on it. Just the bread. That's the $5.
The bread.
Yeah. The sponge bread.
Yeah, cool.
Have you considered the idea that the Fins could play Reed? What's his last name?
Reed Sinnett.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna. They basically said like Jacoby's on like the shortest leash ever. It might be down to like one link at this point. So if he fucks up at any point during the game, I'm willing to put anybody in there.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he had the most yards ever in that preseason game by a quarterback that he played this year.
Yeah, he came back and won the game. Couple nice throws. Like the biggest problem with the Dolphins is they don't. You got Myles Gaskin last year, who was dynamite at times, like absolutely phenomenal. I think he averaged close to 5 yards per carry last year. At one point, anyway, he was around there. And the Dolphins last week give him like 2 carries, and a couple weeks before that, it's like they want guys to suck here, like. They want you to suck. They don't even like it's a joke. They don't put Tua in a successful situation at all ever. They had never have from the beginning. They don't give Myles Gaskin any chance to even get going in a game. What, are you going to play Malcolm Brown? The guy looks like he runs like a 5-second 40. And we're going to talk about this guy being your top back. Like he's a 3-down back, and I'm talking 3rd and 1. Like other than that, why is he on your roster? Like, I don't understand. Like, you want like a loser bruiser type of running back that has been pretty much out of the league as a 3-down back for a long, long time, and you're going to give him all the work. Like, I'm sitting here like Myles Gaskin is a playmaker, but you don't want to give him the ball, so how's he supposed to make plays for you? Jalen Waddle is a playmaker, but you don't give him the ball, so how's he supposed to make plays for you? Devontae Parker, playmaker. You don't give him the ball, though? Like, Mike Gesicki. Every other game he's good or so. There's nothing consistent about this team. They have no identity whatsoever. They don't know what works. They can't block anybody. They can't pass block. They can't run block. They can't do nothing. It's the Dolphins are literally, the power rankings came out and they were in 26, and I said, please tell me one reason why this team isn't 30th. Give me one reason.
And now you have a new quarterback?
I think one of the Dolphins.
Two is back next week. So, and I think we play Atlanta and then the Jaguars. So if we can string 2 wins together there, keep ourselves somewhat close in this. Like without Tua, there's no chance, man.
I think
this is the question here. Oh, go, Cody.
I think that this is a valid point. The Dolphins, really, if you think about their past history, like when have they been able to run the ball in recent times, other than with Jay Ajayi, right? And ironically, that was the year that they went to
Ricky Williams.
That was 10 years.
They had Reggie Bush rush back-to-back years for 1,000. They had Jay Ajayi. They had Kenyon Drake was doing some shit for them for a little bit, but the Dolphins haven't been a good running team since Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown. And
my point with that was that I feel like the Dolphins' issue is that they never have a run game. There's never any flow to their games. Like their time of possession, it's hard to keep drives alive when you're just throwing the ball or not running the ball and you're doing 3 and outs on left, right, and center. Like
that's all the Dolphins know how to do, man.
Yeah,
that's all the Dolphins know how to do.
How can you sustain drives or keep the ball out of the other team's hands when you're just throwing and doing 3 and outs and running the ball ineffectively? Like, time of possession is a big part of like winning a football game. And if you're never going to actually have the ball in your hands and your defense is constantly having to play, like you're never going to win anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the Dolphins have a clue. People come here to retire, bro. It's a laid back atmosphere, man. You want to sit on the beach after practice? You go right ahead. And practice consists of maybe a little chat, a little touching, and a couple Gatorades, and off you go into the shower. It's a joke.
We'll let Joe just kind of let his fumes go out. But then one of the games, and then it was one of my bold predictions of the week, was the Chiefs and the Eagles. And boy, did Pat Mahomes say, give you the 2 birds, AJ. I'm just going to go ahead and throw 5 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill had 3 himself, like almost close to 200 yards himself. Show domination, but still, Jalen Hurts, he kept on firing back, which is good to see, man. Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to be a good quarterback going in the future. But Chiefs dominate the Eagles 42-30.
Man, people rag on Hurts way too much, man.
Way too much.
Way too much, man.
Oh, Mike, shut up.
Oh, just leave him alone, Sharp.
Nice.
He's gonna be a good one.
Now, Sharpie. The real question is: are you saying this if he wasn't in your division?
Probably not.
There we go. That's all we needed. That's all the people needed. Then we have one of the bigger ones too. Talk about rookie quarterbacks. We have the New York Jets get their first win against the AJ Brownless and Julio Jonesless Tennessee Titans. My boy Mogi, big shout out to you, man. I know you were feeling a little hurt about that. But big shout out to my boy.
Nostradamus gets it again.
Dr. Evil showing what's up with his bold prediction that came through. Zach Wilson, man, had an absolute bomb of a touchdown throw. Can show that he does have that golden arm, man. But if he gets it together, man, he's going to be a decent quarterback. But the Jets franchise is this. Oof.
You can tell. I saw the post-game clip of Salah. He gave Zach Wilson the game ball. And you can tell that he actually really believes in Zach Wilson. Like, obviously, he has to. That's his job. But he actually genuinely thinks that this guy's going to be a good quarterback, which does lead me, like, I think Salah is actually one of the smarter people in football. So it's interesting that he actually genuinely believes that this guy's going to be good. So I think
yeah, the talent's there.
And don't look twice, but actually, I thought the Jags played in England this weekend. It's actually the Jets. The Jets play the Falcons. And the Falcons are horrendous. They're easily one of the worst teams in the NFL. The Jets could be 2-3 after this week. Who knows?
I think Wilson's issue is his own ego. Like, you saw it in college, and I think coming into the NFL, he thought he was going to just be that guy still until he realized it's actually hard. We're playing Alabama every week. So that's what he's got to, like, kind of maybe eat a slice of humble pie and come back to earth a bit and learn rather than thinking he's going to be that guy. Because you're playing for the Jets, you're gonna suck this year, and you're gonna have to grow through it. Because not a lot of quarterbacks do when they play for the Jets.
Right. Like, really, the only one that I can think of is Mark Sanchez, really.
Yeah, but they were actually, like, really good then.
Yeah.
Chad Pennington was dope.
Yeah.
The one thing that killed me, man, I think it was last week, was Zach Wilson. And the media team is so damn savage. If you didn't see it, check this out.
Really comes down to execution. I can't tell you anything else besides that. I felt like we knew what they were giving us. We just got to execute.
Do you feel like you were seeing ghosts out there at the turn?
No, most definitely not.
So, if you can barely hear that, the media guy asked Zach Wilson if he was seeing ghosts. What type of savagery is that, man? Like, my. Just absolutely no.
I saw my O-line block each other. That's what I saw.
That's pathetic journalism, though. Like,
that's New York for you. They're just
terrible question.
Absolutely god awful.
That was after he just beat the Titans. They asked him.
No. That was last week.
Oh,
that's like a Steve Simmons question from Toronto. That guy's just a complete jackass.
Yeah.
Just asks and writes the stupidest shit, and has a job still. Like, it's unbelievable. It's like
gets that media attention, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Just be a prick.
and then big shout out here to our boy Brady Lima. His boys, the Chicago Bears, beat the Detroit Lions with Justin Fields' second shot as a starting quarterback. But first shot with the playbook that's actually uncalled to his play strengths. So looks like he has a promising future. Get to see him in the next game up. Detroit Lions again lose in Detroit Lions type fashion. So keep it rolling there. We also had the football team versus the Falcons. Again, nothing to see here. Falcons suck. Watch the football team gets that.
Scary Terry. That's about it, though.
Yeah, Scary Terry and. Yeah. Yeah, you could just skip across that whole game and don't even talk about it. But Cardinals and Rams, like we said beforehand, Cardinals look absolutely amazing. Rams, Matt Stafford had a couple hiccups. Seattle Seahawks beat Trey Lance, San Francisco 49ers. expected if Trey Lance is starting quarterback or went in to fill in for Jimmy G. Steelers look awful. This is probably the worst I've ever seen a Tomlin Steelers team, to be quite honest. Like, it's looking rough out there. Ben just needs to retire.
First year under 500.
Yeah. Ben
Dude,
just needs to retire.
Total. I just checked the point total for Broncos Steelers. 39.5. They're not even getting them a 40-point total. I haven't seen that in a while. Under 40. That is going to be an ugly game. Although that might be not knowing if Big Ben's starting or if Teddy's starting, to be fair. But that Steelers team is awful to watch.
Horrendous.
If I'm Tomlin at this point, it's like, Ben, you got to sit. We got to see what we got in these two other quarterbacks because, like,
you ain't it, fam.
You're not doing it.
Yeah.
We want Duck.
I don't think he's on the team anymore. And I hope he's not.
He's in the CFL now, isn't he?
Is he actually?
I think isn't he with the Edmonton Eskimos now?
I hope so.
I don't even think.
Oh, he's with the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Ottawa Red
Watch
Blacks.
out.
Attaboy.
Jeez.
Yeah, not quacking away.
Yeah. Quack. But yeah, we like you said, you have to see what you have in Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph.
Oh, they know. They know what they got.
Not good.
It ain't much. Mason Rudolph can't even speak English anymore after getting hit in the helmet by Myles Garrett.
You still got a dent.
Yeah, the guy's been drooling ever since.
Especially Haskins. Like, I get Haskins sucked in Washington, but think about who he had to throw to, and that team that he was playing.
You're right to me, my bad.
Yeah. You can't be saying the Eskimos anymore, bro.
Yeah, the only thing is with Dwayne Haskins, you can give him another shot because he had a really good year with Ohio State coming out of college. And stunk in Washington, but he has character issues, it seems. But at least see what he has. Like, that's who I would try over Rudolph because I don't really think Rudolph's any good.
Dwayne Haskins ain't any better.
No, but at least like see what.
Give him a different shot, like a Darnold shot type of thing, to see if a new change of scenery helps.
Yeah,
they don't have.
I don't know.
No quarterback is going to survive there with that O-line, dude. That O-line is brutal.
And can we just talk about one thing here? Juju Smith-Schuster rejects a bigger pay contract with Kansas City Chiefs to go to this team.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Yeah, loyalty's cool until the Chiefs offer you a contract.
Your loss.
You can make more money.
Yeah.
You can win games. And good chance to go to a Super Bowl and win a championship.
Yeah, like Big Ben can't even complete a 10-yard pass. Mahomes is completing 20-yard passes underhand.
Yeah, doing little these.
Like, what are we talking about?
Like he's shooting dice at casino.
Yeah, like.
Well, his loss is Flash Gordon's gain, so.
Watch Flash Gordon tear it up this weekend. Like, absolutely tear it up.
The crazy thing is, it's possible. It's possible.
Ridiculous. Like, absolutely.
He'll just take, like, Mecole Hardman's spot on that offense, probably.
He doesn't even have a role, barely. He gets, like, 2 targets a game. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, he's like the return man still.
I'll take Mecole Hardman on my squad. That is for damn sure with all our injuries.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, week 4, we had the AFC West division game, Monday Night Football with the Chargers and Raiders. Chargers came into it 3-0. Derek Carr leading the MVP race, and Justin Herbert came and said, "Nope."
What?
Yeah, he was.
How the fuck is Derek Carr leading? Oh, give me a break, man. What a nightmare. Balling out. Give me a break.
He's leading the MVP race because he was leading in yards, and that was it. Basically.
Yeah, like, pardon me, dude. You barely beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins. Do I need to say the Dolphins?
And other news, though, Henry Ruggs is looking amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. He's finally showing that top speed, that that quote-unquote Tyreek Hill speed coming out of college. Yeah, he's looking like the real deal. But yeah, Justin Herbert is also looking like the real deal franchise quarterback, top 5 in the league, or getting there at least. Smart as hell quarterback, man. Offensive line, studs, Rashawn Slater, absolute monster. Lindsley, perfect center. Like, they really built around Herbert perfectly. And also, did you guys see Austin Eckler with his one-arm chin-ups was ridiculous. They showed him like a scene break. That guy is an ox. Dude, ridiculous strength. I don't know if you guys haven't tried it, try to do this a pull up with 2 hands.
Yeah, right.
That shit's hard. Then all of a sudden try to do it with 1 hand and rep it out for 20 reps like it's nothing. Like, dude's a menace. Like, absolute beast. But now going into here, we do have week 5, and then tomorrow's game is going to be an amazing game, actually. It's going to be the LA Rams versus Seattle Seahawks. We get to see Matt Stafford versus Mr. Russell Wilson. I think it's going to be a shootout, man. But we'll go around the clock, see what you guys think. Mike, what do you think about this game?
It's going to be a bounce back for the Rams, I think. I think they need it. They're too good to lose 2 in a row, I think. But I think it'll be a little high scoring. I'm going to say 34-28 Rams.
The Rams about 34-28 Rams. All right. Cody, what do you think about the prediction of this game?
I think it's going to be high scoring. I think the Seahawks will win. I can't imagine. I don't think has Russell Wilson ever been 1-3 in his career? They'd be 1-4, I guess. I mean, I just can't see it happening. That primarily is why I'm picking the Seahawks to win. Russell Wilson's been actually not very good this year either, at least for his standards. He's had a couple of good games, sure, but I mean, the guy has less passing yards than guys like Lamar Jackson, like Jalen Hurts, like guys that run the ball and throw the ball. Like, he's primarily now a throwing quarterback. He really doesn't run the ball hardly at all anymore, and he's barely breaking it. Big Ben has 10 less passing yards than Russell Wilson. So it's like
ripping the guy apart, and he's picking his team to win.
Well, I think he has to. I think he needs to win this game. That's why I'm picking them to win. And I know that Russell Wilson, the kind of quarterback he is and the leader, and I think he's really going to rally the team here and say, guys, we got to win this game. Like, especially in that division, like, they need to win this game. They can't lose, or the season's pretty much over, honestly, because of the division that they play in. So it's basically a must-win game at week 5, which is pretty crazy to say. But yeah, I'm going to pick them to win by a field goal. I think it's going to be high scoring, and I think they're probably going to win 30-27, something like that.
All right, 30-27 Seahawks punched in for Cody. And then we have Bergino, Joel Braga.
I'm going to go 28-20 for the Rams. I think it'll be within a score anyway, but Rams are just too good. They're just too good on defense and on offense. So I know they just got waxed last weekend, but who's playing better than the Cardinals right now? Nobody's playing better than the Cardinals. So I'm gonna go 28-20 for the Rams, and I'm gonna go Matt Stafford throws for over 400 yards.
Woo! Matty Pat stats,
okay.
Aaron. That hopefully it's a Robert Woods. Put that good juju out there.
Robert Woods got to get going. He got a touchdown last week on the weekend, right? So a late one. So let's see if he can build off that.
Like, if I could do share and turn back time, you know what I mean, and go back to where I can pick freaking Cooper Kupp over Robert Woods. My Lord, would I ever do that?
You'd make that 2-3 times, wouldn't
you? Brutal. So I'm also going to agree with Mike and Braga. I am going to go the LA Rams due to bias. I am a Matt Stafford fan. I love Matt Stafford. But I also think the LA Rams is on defense is going to be terrorizing to Russell Wilson. I think Aaron Donald is going to have a lot of pressures on him. And I think that's going to come up to actually Jalen Ramsey picking Russell Wilson off twice. So that's going to be my hot take of that game.
You know what? I'm not going to change my prediction, but I actually just randomly looked at this. The Seahawks are 2-2. I could have swore they were 1-3. That makes me less interested in picking them because it's not so much of a must-win game. I really did think that they were 1-3. I thought.
I did too, actually.
Come over to the dark side.
I mean, I'm still going to pick them to win this game, but I thought they were 1-3, and if they were, it would have been a must-win game. They would have had to have won it. They still do kind of have to win it because of the division they play in, but
yeah. But my score for the game is going to be 27-24 Rams. Like I said, my stat take is going to be Jalen Ramsey picking off Russell Wilson twice. And that'll be the kind of game breaker of it. So going through there, so we have Cody still taking the Seahawks, and we both got Sharp, me, and Braga taking the Rams. But now, to finish her off, boys, what is going to be the superstar take of the week? My take last week failed as I predicted the Eagles to upset the Chiefs for a third straight loss. Cody, what was yours?
come back to me. I'll remember. I just got to think.
Braga, do you remember what yours was?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to go check it out
remember.
here. Okay, here we go.
Mine was I thought Kirk Cousins was going to win the game, have a big game, and take the Rams down.
Oh.
That definitely didn't happen. But,
And it was for Kirk Cousins projecting himself into the MVP race.
Oh,
The complete opposite.
that went the opposite way.
yeah, no, it didn't happen. But let's see.
Let's see here, and then of course we have that's why they're hot takes, baby. But then we have, like I said, Nostradamus over there, Mr. Mike Sharp, with the prediction that Mr. Zach Wilson and the New York Jets will get their first win, and they proved it against the
Titans.
Titans. Jeez,
Which was how you could even think that was possible is ridiculous, let alone to predict it. So props to you for whatever fucking roll of the dice that was.
It's 2 weeks in a row, brother.
Fuck's sakes.
About to be 3.
Oh, stop.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what Joel had.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
He's already laughing.
So you had the Dolphins to upset the Colts because Carson Wentz has 2 fragile ankles.
That's right. That's it.
And yeah, that didn't happen.
I'm never picking the Dolphins for nothing ever again.
So everyone that's watching right now, definitely drop in the comment section what your bold prediction of the week is going to be. But I will start off with the winner, Mr. Michael Sharp. What is your bold prediction for this week?
The psychopath himself, Danny Campbell, and his team will beat the Vikings this week.
In a statement game?
They're 9-point dogs.
I know that. It don't matter. They're going to win the game by kneeling the ball at the end of the game because they'll have the lead.
A statement game. I love it. I love it. We have, before he goes off to bed there, we have, our superstar over here, Mr. Brady Delina. He says, our hot take is that the Bears beats the Raiders. And he says, good night, fellas. Good night, Brady. I hope you have a great one. But, the Bears having Justin Fields come into the Raiders. I love it because as an AFC West rival, I cannot stand the Raiders. And if, all my Raiders fans out there, Saralyn and company, I won't say your name, Stevie. But, yeah, Raiders suck. Boo! The black hole. No, thank you. But Cody, what about you?
We're gonna do Trey Lance comes in and takes down the Cardinals. I think he looked actually really good against Seattle. I think he's gonna be a good quarterback. He has all the tools really to be a good quarterback in the NFL, at least in the modern NFL. I think that's going to be my take. I don't know. I think it's going to be high scoring if he does play. Let's say they win 27-24. Trey Lance gets his first start and first win against MVP frontrunner Kyler Murray.
Watch. Tomorrow Garoppolo is going to be announced starter or something.
Yeah, I got to come up with another one in case he does, because then it's just.
All right.
We'll let Joel
play
go,
your...
and then I'll do another one in case he doesn't play.
All right, Joel.
Mine's pretty bold. I got Washington. I'm gonna take Washington to beat the Saints by 10 points or more.
10 points or more. I like it. All right, Cody. What was your second one?
The second one. Let's do
the Jags to beat the Titans this week.
Let's go with Danny Dimes to take down the Evil Empire. I'm not a huge Danny Dimes fan. That's actually part of the reason why I'm picking this game. So I think it'd be hilarious if they won. So we're going to go New York Giants beat the Cowboys if Trey Lance doesn't start.
If also a public service announcement, if you're a betting man, do not listen to what was just previously said.
I by no means think they will win.
If we lose to the Giants, I will eat my shoe on the next podcast.
Live. Oh, you heard it here first. Shoe eating will happen.
I will be beyond pissed if we lose to the Giants.
Who did Dak break his ankle against last year?
I don't know, but it was this week.
And wasn't it against the Giants?
Maybe. I don't remember who we played. It was in Dallas.
Can't remember who it was against.
I thought it was against the Eagles, but it's like up here.
It was week 5 last year. Don't be bringing that up. We don't need that. We don't need that negative energy here.
He's working on his hot take.
Apps. Well, yeah, because the problem is we have a terrible backup. Coop. We got Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Oh,
that's why I wanted Minshew, man. He's not even dressing for the Eagles. Like, why don't you just give him to us?
Yeah, Dak did break his ankle against the Giants last year, week 5. Let's see a repeat, maybe.
You played in the same. Hey, you shut the hell up over there.
And then my bold prediction here is that I'm riding with the Jets, baby. I'm having Zach Wilson beating the Atlanta Falcons in a statement game, and Zach Wilson will throw for 350.
Okay. I was going to say there's got to be something in there that's got to be bold because the Falcons stink.
The Falcons are actually terrible, so I could see that happening.
And that's our bold predictions. Zach Wilson's going to put himself in a statement, have 2 back-to-back wins, 350 yards, and let's just say 350, and let's go the same number with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, go 4.
He'll even up his.
I won't go 4. But what I will do, I will go 3 touchdowns. But then Michael Carter also gets a rushing touchdown. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Is a shootout then, eh?
Yeah. An absolute no, like the rushing touchdown. Which, yeah, this is an absolute shit kicking. Like
maybe Kyle Pitts are gonna target this week.
Don't even talk about Kyle Pitts right now, man. Like that hurts me so much. Took him so high, man. Like, oh my god.
No, I love the Falcons strategy. Let's take a guy 4th overall and not throw him the ball.
Cordell Patterson instead. You get all the targets.
Picked him up last week, started him 30 points. How you doing?
Yeah, I know. I experienced that too. Guess what? I put up 150 points and I still lost because my opponent had Tyreek Hill and Cordell Patterson. So big shout out to my man Connor Natman because I got the absolute broom duster by him. Like I think he scored like 190 points or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh God.
Yeah. Any other team I would have faced, I would have beat them, and I would have went undefeated still going into week 5. But whatever. But anyways, guys, that is our podcast episode today. Week 4 wrapped up, going into week 5. So catch us next Wednesday. But before we end up here, of course, as we'd like to do, we'd like to just go around the panel one more time, just get some lasting words. I'll start off again. fans, we love you guys so much for chilling with us for an hour and 35 minutes. It's amazing. You guys are totally the best fans out there. But yeah, my man Mikey Sharp, what do you have to say?
Well, just get ready for a deep fried shoe if the Dallas Cowboys lose next week.
A deep fried shoe.
Be ready to tune in.
So yeah, keep your eyes on that Cowboys Giants game because that might be a shoe eating contest. Cody?
I just hope that we don't have to watch Drew Lock play football again this week. So let's get Teddy healthy and
the absolute disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Little slight jabs, even though the Ravens and Broncos game's done. Disrespect, bro. Disrespect. Joel, how about you, my man?
I just hope during the Dolphins-Bucks game that I don't blow my eardrums from the cannon going off so many times.
Touchdown. Touchdown.
Oh, my God.
Next drive, pick
That
six.
could happen.
They might run out of
Fuse.
the big cannon,
Gunpowder.
like the gunpowder, like the black powder that goes in there. They might actually run out of that shit this weekend in Tampa. So make sure you tune in to the Dolphins Bucks at 1:00 on a Sunday. Because what else are you doing, right?
I'll say, Brady, if you're still watching right now, can you search up if that is a prop bet? Is that a prop bet that we can make?
Running out of gunpowder.
No more black powder for the cannon. We're all out. So instead, you get Tom Brady doing a lap around the field.
With the pirate scimitar.
Yeah, he's got a little sword and Johnny Depp running around.
It's absolutely ridiculous. However, Joel, this is the question I have to ask. If we have Mike Sharp eating a shoe, if they lose, what will you do if the Miami Dolphins come in and win?
It just ain't gonna happen. So it's impossible. Let's put it at that.
It's impossible.
Impossible.
We'll see. Maybe Jacoby will surprise us.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if the Buccaneers pulled their starters at halftime. Okay, and we still lose by 40.
And they keep putting points on the board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they just John Harbaugh everybody on the Dolphins there. It's 4th and 30 and they're going for it every time.
4th and 30.
With confidence,
the fourth down
too.
conversion.
Yeah.
The 4th down conversion is successful at the 4th and 30. Oh God.
AJ 4th and 30 with confidence, like they think they're gonna get it. Like we are in trouble.
On a
SOS.
toss off guard.
Bro, if I went to a Dolphins game, I would wear a mask so nobody knew I was there. I still love the Dolphins and I'll always love the Dolphins, but if I go, I'm wearing a mask. Nobody. It's like borderline embarrassing to be seen there right now.
Paper bag.
Yeah, so you're a Browns fan circa 2014.
I'd rather be a Jets fan than a Browns fan.
Jets.
I can't stand the Jets, but I can't stand the Browns either.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, we'll find out when we come back next week. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this live or you're watching this post-com, we love you guys. And until next time, the Pigskin Panel is out. Deuces.
Peace.
Ravens suck.
Oh, man. Every week.